I still find this polder model a mystery.
It's okay to be excellent, to be proud of being excellent.
This idea that everyone talks about everything all the time and everyone is involved in the struggle about creating consensus around a particular issue. I think it wastes a lot of time.
So I think there is this influence of consensus, doe maar gewoon, but it's very subtle.
Say, oh, doe maar gewoon, I'm just ordinary like everybody else.
I find that an enormous weakness because we're not like everyone else. Huh? It's okay for us to define a different way of doing things because actually we're pretty cool.
17 years ago, I came here full with the idea, the ethnocentric idea that America is the best, the way the Americans do it is the greatest.
I'm American, so I don't really need a microphone, but
I've learned otherwise. The way the Dutch do it really is to be admired. Not all of it, of course, nobody's perfect, but there are many things about Dutch society and certainly about Dutch leadership that can help any country, any company, anywhere, in any context. And that's what we're going to explore today. We're going to go deeper into those questions. What exactly is Dutch society? What exactly is Dutch leadership? And can you bring Dutch leadership principles out of Dutch society and use those in the broader context?
Why don't you dare to excel and be proud of it? That's my challenge to all you Dutch out there. Dare to excel.
And now my all-time favorite, the polder model. I'm sure that every single one of us are going to be speaking about the polder model this evening. The idea is to actually manage all those stakeholders. Bring everyone together, manage the issues, manage the stakeholders, and based on that, come up with the product that everyone basically agrees on.
Dutch managers is that they are so afraid to being autocratic, to being directive, and just to tell the people what to do. And I fully agree with one of the speakers that you almost have to apologize that you ask them to do something. And I guess, well, I'm very pragmatic as a Chinese, and I said, you get paid for that, right? You accepted the salary, and so don't do it.
In times of crisis, like today, and uncertainties for everybody, not only in Holland, but all the people in the world, we need strong leadership. And today, we don't have it.
I think it's a very interesting discussion. I agree with the gentleman in the middle that I think we do lack a little bit of leadership in the Netherlands. My view on this is that, because since we talk a lot about the talent that we do have, also in the diversity, that the 21st century leaders, and there may be many, the question is, what can I do to help you flourish in your utmost talent? Those are the leaders that we're looking for.
As you well know, we have a political system which has 7 or 8 political parties. If we don't form coalitions in this country cannot be ruled. So it's a totally different situation than, for example, in the UK.
Actually, we are dealing quite well with a multicultural society, and you don't know it until you go abroad, and then you see people really living, not living with each other. They are just doing their thing, but they are not interacting. And we are interacting, we are discussing things, and sometimes not in a really nice way, but there is a discussion at least.
The reason that Holland is such a nice place to be is because that cocktail is reflected in all different areas of Dutch society.
Consensus. It takes forever. And it's not the right thing for every type of project. It's certainly not the right thing to do in the high-tech business where, things change every week. But for long-term infrastructure type projects, it's the right thing to do. And that, I think, other countries can learn from Holland.
I think when I was kind of reflecting on the conversations, I feel that there was one more thing that I wanted to add was around Dutch creativity and also Dutch design capabilities, because I think that there's a lot. I think Dutch are some of the best designers in the world, and also kind of what I've noticed in some of the design firms is that they have an ability to really look broadly at what the problem is and come up with very creative solutions for that. And I think that we need to kind of turn up the volume more on that aspect. And part of it is the beauty of the Polder model is how can you bring together a diverse group of people and diverse perspectives, and through that you actually kind of come up with a more creative solution. And I think that's the part of kind of Dutch leadership that I really like and admire. And also the humility of people like Arthur Arnold, who say that a leader is everybody. And I don't think that I come from Canada, and North American society is more about the one leader, but you don't always kind of recognize the small things that people do every day. That's leadership.
Well, it was in a way Dutch, critical. That
very
I
Dutch.
think, very Dutch. So, but it always happened. Always, everything happens when you talk about it, and that was what's happening here as well. And it was interesting.
You are way more creative than you give yourself credit for, and that you can take kind of these types of very Dutch creative solutions and approaches towards management issues, to how you run your company, to how kind of you solve a societal problem, whatever that is. So I think it's there. Let's just turn up the volume maybe a bit.